We all know Arsenal need some reinforcements, not only now, but we do definitely need to get some big signings in the summer. And this wasn't a video I was expecting to make, but out of nowhere, it seems like Arsenal have dropped a major bombshell on the timeline, being leaked by some credible sources. Now, if you don't know what I'm referring to, Sammy Mockbell, who is actually someone that works for the Daily Mail and has actually done a lot of quite accurate reports about Arsenal over the last 6 months, has dropped an absolute bombshell on the timeline that Arsenal are to land Real Sociedad midfielder Martin Zubimendi at the end of the season. Now, first of all, sorry about all the ads, you know what these websites are like, but looking at the report itself, it states that Martin Zubimendi has been courted by Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta for a year, which we know. I made a video about him about 14 months ago, but it says that the deal is virtually completed to beat Liverpool and Manchester City for the summer transfer. Now, it says in there that we've actually been working on this for quite a while. Obviously, that makes sense for the player that he is, and we would like the midfielder to join immediately, but Sociedad have stated that they don't want that to happen. That's the reason he's staying another 5 months. Now, if you're wondering how this is going to be done, it looks like Arsenal here are going to pay the €60 million release clause, £51 million, straight up in cash. That's the thing with a Liga release clause, you have to pay them all up front, and usually when you pay other release clauses around the world, you can sort of negotiate a 10 to 20 mil fee for every year, but this is not going to be the case. So £51 million is a big, large sum of money to spend on a midfield reinforcement. Now, what is also interesting about this news is transfer news and ticks, which I think we all have our opinions about in the Arsenal business. You know, Patreon is kind of a bit of a scam with some of the things that he says, but he is still, I believe, quite reliable in many ways. Now, he actually stated 14 minutes ago that big transfer news is about to drop with Arsenal, and within a minute, he knew this was going to happen because he retweeted it when it has happened, and it has come out. So maybe he has some connections with this as well, which makes it seem even more reliable, which is brilliant to hear. Now, in the report, it also said that Arsenal will look to try and buy some forwards in this summer. This morning, we did a video about Vlahovic and how he'd work in our setup, so if you want to go and watch that, I would recommend that. But I just think it's a very encouraging time for Arsenal because finally it seems like we are active and not messing around. Now, this is interesting for many reasons. Now, if you want a full breakdown of what Zubimendi is like as a player, I have a really good video a couple of months ago, so over a year ago I think now, where it will in detail go through who the player he is. I probably will do an updated one in the next coming days because I know you guys will want to see that, but for now, if you want to go and watch anything right now, that I would recommend. This does mean that the midfield trio Zubimendi, Rice and Odegaard should be perfect. Now, there is going to still be some messes and mistakes in here, and Zubimendi is basically like a Rodri type player. He can do it all, but you want him more defensively there. But he's going to give a lot more freedom to our midfielders. He brings legs in there, and I do think it gives us different options. Not only this trio you could see, but I actually think more likely what you're going to see is a bit more like Mourinho, Zubimendi and Odegaard can play together. Now, funnily enough, they have all played together at the same time for Sociedad. We are literally just built the Sociedad midfield from a few years ago. I mean, fair play. But it definitely is such an exciting moment because he is one of the top midfielders in the world. Man City have been linked. Liverpool have been linked. You know, Liverpool, they had him in the summer and he rejected them at the last minute. This guy has been so hard to get for anyone because he loves Real Sociedad. He loves the Basque region. And I definitely think Arteta's pull has definitely helped this with the fact he's from the same area and has been talking to him for a very long time. Now, overall, I think this shows that Arsenal will probably get rid of Partey in the summer. In my eyes, Zubimendi is probably that Partey replacement. I know here on this quote it says Jorginho replacement, but I do think maybe you could see Lewis Skelly do that a little bit more if we're not going to sign any more midfielders, which I do think gives us a better level there. And I will give a lot of credit to Arteta because, you know, these reports were made quite a long time ago, and it looks like that may be the case if this is actually true, and I'm quite confident that it is. And I think it gives Arsenal fans a little bit of confidence going into the summer, even if this season isn't going as well as it could do. Now, this doesn't change the fact we still need to buy players now, but the report is that we are looking at players, which I think gives us a little bit more confidence. And I do think there's going to be people who spin it negatively and go, well, why are we still signing defensive players? But Zubimendi is one of the best defensive midfielders in the world. Everyone who's watched him play knows that. I'll do another video so you guys, if you don't know. And this is a major coup for Arsenal. One of the biggest coups we've had probably since the Declan Rice one. And even then, no one other than Man City was really going to pay that sort of money for him. But this was someone that a lot of players, a lot of teams would have paid £50 million for easily. and I've got to give it to Arsenal. I think us patience that I have criticised us in the market for has paid off here, that I will say. And I think a lot of other teams probably would have forced the move through in January, which we haven't. And okay, yeah, there's negatives about that from our perspective, but I'd rather get the deal done in the summer than not it happen at all. And ultimately, for a Partey replacement, Jorginho replacement as well, I think it is a brilliant time at the club, a brilliant signing if we can get it through over the line. And I do think our relationship with Real Sociedad plays a big part into it. Now, we know what Arteta's links are with that region where they are from, but I will give a lot of credit as well to us signing Marino for that, and I do think it has helped as well. But this isn't a time to talk about the technicalities and all the stuff and how that player fits in. This is the time to be excited about the team, and finally we've got a massive transfer bomb really that we haven't had in, I'd say, since the Rice saga. And it's weird because he isn't signing now, he's signing in 6 months time, but it's nice to know that our team are doing some incredible things behind the scenes, and it starts to give me and a lot of the fans a little bit more confidence in trying to get someone this summer. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. This is quickly transfer roundup. This isn't like a real video. I just wanted to kind of get my opinion out there and tell you guys about the news if you don't know. But it is a very exciting time, and I'm much more positive than I probably have been in a while before. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one.